Do you consider shooting a martial art? And how has your firearms training been like or unlike martial arts training?
Well, shooting is absolutely a martial art.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not the way people picture martial arts nowadays, because when you picture martial art, people picture, a guy with a gi on doing karate. That's right. That's the generic picture. To me, that's not martial arts, actually. To me, martial arts is the art of war, the art of the individual warrior skills that it takes. And firearms are absolutely a martial art because it's something that you train. It's something that you get good at. It's something that you need to maintain your skill at. And it is absolutely a martial art. And to me, it's another piece of the puzzle. It's another thing that you need to know how to do. And just like tactics that go along with shooting are an important part of being a warrior, you need to know how to shoot. And the training is very similar, in my mind, to martial arts training, in that it takes, repetition. You have to know what the basics are, and you have to repeat those basics, and then you get more advanced. And it's about movement and getting efficient with your movement. And then you want to train it very similar to the way that you train mixed martial arts or martial arts in general. And that is, you're going to have different threat levels and how you're going to deal with them. And you want to deal with your weak side. Can you shoot with your offhand in various environments, in the low light, in the dark, in the rain, you want to mix it up so you're used to all of it. You want to be used to people at close range. You want to be used to people at further range. And then once you get all those mechanical skills down, then you want to train your mind around this thing. You want to train your mind around this skill so that your mind knows how to utilize this skill when things are unexpected and when there's chaos and when there's mayhem going on. And that's one of the things that I really like about simunition training or paintball training or laser tag training is it allows you to have somebody else shoot back at you, which is just like rolling in jiu-jitsu or sparring Muay Thai or sparring MMA is you have to react to the other person. It's no longer just a kata.
Right.
It's no longer just shooting paper targets that don't shoot back and don't move. Mm-hmm. So I love to take it once you've got the skills down and then you've got the fundamentals down, then you take the advanced fundamentals and then you begin to train to simulate combat. And I'll tell you, I got these laser tag guns for my son. I just got 2 of them at first, but that escalated very quickly because they were awesome. They were these little Nerf laser tag guns, and you could shoot each other at, I don't know, maybe 100 meters, which is a pretty good shot. Yeah. It was like a pistol. And so when I got these, and as soon as I got 2 of them and I realized how good they were, I bought 2 more so I could go against my son and his friends and they could go against each other. And I taught my son like all the basic military maneuvers that he would need to know. And this is when he was maybe 8 years old. Okay. And we would play this game all the time, And so I taught him how to cover and move. I taught him how to get elevated positions. I taught him how to do individual movement techniques where you don't show your face at the same spot like twice in a row. Every time you get up, you move a little bit. Mm-hmm. And he realized that that's how you win in these little games. And they're real. Those are the real tactics. Yeah. And so I had, speaking of the Marine Corps, I had a friend that came over to the house one time, and he was, a Marine, and we got in the conversation, and all of a sudden, my son comes out with the laser tag guns, and my son's like, "Oh, do you want to go?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, of course, let's do it." So my son looks at him and says, indoor or outdoor? And all of a sudden you could see there was something going on. And the guy goes, outdoor. So my son, you press the button on the thing and it counts down for 10 seconds and then it's on. So
Wait, so you go find cover or something like that? 10 seconds, yeah.
So 10 seconds, my son hits the thing, my son takes off out the door. So I'm watching the guy and I go, this guy's doomed. Because, you're going against a trained killer. So the guy comes out and it's dark, right? But the guy comes out of the door and I'm watching him and he's kind of crouched a little bit. And all of a sudden his gun, because it all is, in this one system, it's all takes place inside the gun. You don't wear a helmet. You don't wear anything. You actually are shooting the other person's gun. Okay. And when it's shot, when it gets shot, it goes and it shakes and the red light flashes. So he walks out and sure enough, my son had run around the block, gotten in an elevated position. And as soon as he came walking out, my son started drilling him. And the guy's like, he freezes. It's interesting. Like, he freezes. He doesn't even think to himself, oh, I'll take cover. No, he just froze and got drilled. And then as soon as he's standing there, he's kind of looking around. Finally, he sees my son. He starts to point the weapon up towards my son. My son just disappears. And then the guy starts kind of walking over in that direction. And then 15 seconds later, my son pops up on his flank and drills him again from behind another fence and a hole in the wall. And anyways, he ends up killing him. Yeah. And then the guy's, okay, let's go again. And my son beat him like 3 times in a row. Yeah. And it's because he had the basic skills, basic infantryman skills is what it was. He would shoot and then move. And that's what it boils down to. So that kind of thing is very important in as far as being a martial art. And you should train. That's another thing. I said this to Sam Harris when I was on his podcast. Maybe there's no chance because you live in the bubble and you live in a great neighborhood and you're well protected and you have an alarm system in your house and all that. And maybe you're never going to have a problem. Mm-hmm. And that's great. I mean, there's always a chance. I would never believe that you're never going to have a problem, but there's always a chance that somebody's going to confront you, that evil is going to enter your world, and you want to be ready for that. Mm-hmm. Now, if that makes me sound paranoid, okay, let's just say you're not paranoid, and you don't think it's ever going to happen, but it is still highly valuable to train in these situations because they make you a better person. They make you sharper. They make you smarter. They make you more prepared if something does happen. It's just good to know this stuff. And it makes you a better person, more reliable. It's a real skill set. Mm-hmm. I always was kind of bummed out about basketball or football or baseball because those are there are life skills involved in them. I don't want to say that. But the skill itself, right, of throwing a baseball, of shooting a basketball, of throwing a football is not as valuable as a skill as, number one, a martial artist, Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, because those are real applicable to life, 100%. And it's the same thing with shooting a gun. I mean, that is a real applicable skill that you may need at some point in your life, and you should have it.
Yeah.